All right, mallet players, we're gonna work on Majestica. So if you're looking at the very beginning, we don't start till measure 4. All right, now something to be aware of is our key signature. So you look up here, we've got 3 flats. So we got B flat, E flat, and A flat, which means if we look in our keys, we got B flat up here in the upper deck, we got E flat, and we got A flat right here. We can also use this A flat down here depending on the note. All right, so we've got those 3 flats. So anytime we have those 3 notes, A, B, or E, they're gonna be on the upper deck. So taking a look at the beginning, we start in measure 4, and we're gonna go 3 measures of rest, 3 measures of rest, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, bum, 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 bum. And those notes start on an E flat. So we're gonna go E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. So bum, 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 bum. All right. The next part, we go back and forth between 2 B flats. Notice one is high and one is low. So we're gonna go from the beginning, starting on the E flat. Oops, sorry. And switch back between those notes. Now, normally I'd be using 2 mallets, but I only have one hand because I'm holding my camera with the other, so just know that. So let's go from the beginning, and also notice as we go down, we got B flat, and then we go E flat, D, D, E flat, and then we start in the F and go down the notes. So if I just do measures 7 and 8, it's gonna sound like this. So we're gonna start on our B flat, all right, the high B flat, and it's gonna go B flat, E flat, D, D, E flat, then going on the F. All right, so that's how that's gonna work. Oh, I'm sorry, we go up here instead of below B flat, my apologies. All right, so let's go from the beginning, our measure 4 to measure 9. Here we go, get set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, so that's how that's gonna work. Then the next part, basically for the next 8 measures, we're just going back and forth between those B flats. And again, it would be much easier because you're gonna have one hand over each. You don't have to keep on going back and forth, but again, I only have one hand. And then at measure 17, we hit an E flat, boop, then we rest, okay? The next section we have some fun notes is gonna be at 25. So 25, we have 2 half notes, and those 2 half notes are gonna be E flat and then B flat. Then we go C, E flat, A flat, F. So we're gonna go C, E flat, A flat, F. Then we're gonna go down to G, or sorry, I apologize, up to G, then E flat, then B flat. In measure 28, we're then gonna go to A flat. Our 2 eighth notes are F, E flat, and then F again. So let's just do those 4 measures. So from 25 to 29. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Oops, sorry. Let's do it again for me. My goodness. Okay, here we go. One more time. Ready? 25. 1, 2, 25. All right, got it. Now, at 29, we're gonna continue on, and we go G, those 8th notes are G, then we go to E flat, and then we've got an F, and then we've got B flat. In measure 30, we're gonna go down the notes, A flat, G, F, E flat, then F, G, down to the low B flat. All right, and then the next 2 measures, we got our half note E flat, F, and then a whole note E flat. Okay, so let's go from 29 all the way to 34. 29 to 34, get set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oops. Here's the E flat, F, E flat. Okay, so let's do that whole section together. We're gonna go from 25, right there, all the way to 34. Let's do it. Get set, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Here's 29. $32. 2, 3, 4, there's 34. All right, so now the next part, that measure, we just go from E flat to E flat. So we go from our E flat to a high E flat, or I guess it's high E flat, low, high, low, and then we're into 37. So if you look at 37, some similar stuff we've already seen. All right, so if you look here, 37, all right, similar idea of rhythm, just different notes. So take a look at 37. We're gonna go through these notes. So 37, we start on a low C, D, then we got the E flat and G. Measure 38, we're gonna go down the notes, F, E flat, D, B flat, and then C. So let's play those three measures, 37 to 39. Get set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, cool. Then if you skip ahead to 43, we start with eighth notes, and we're going from E flat to D, then D, E flat, and then we just go F, E flat, D, C, so down the notes. So let's just do those two measures. 43, 1, 2, here we go, and 1. All right. Oh, there's no B flat, I apologize. Let's do that again for me. Here we go, right there at 43. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Boom, okay? Now, this next section at 52 is it pretty similar to some stuff we already saw. Look, we just played that. So these two measures here are exactly like this. You guys can do those notes, B flat, E flat, A flat, G, F, and then going from C up the notes to G. Measure 65 is a little bit new, so let's practice this part. So 65 we go from E flat to B flat, all right? Oh, wait a second, we've seen this before. So check it out. 65 is exactly the same as 25. Boom, we've already practiced that. We don't need to practice it again. So it goes all the way the same. The only difference is right here. Instead of going to a low B flat, we go from there and we go to a high B flat, okay? The ending is pretty cool. Let's practice the ending. We're doing our E flats, so we're gonna go from high to low. So we go high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, and then eighth notes, whole note, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So let's just do 73 together. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, rest, hold, 2, 3, 4. And that's Majestica. Boom! All right, so get practicing. A lot of times with mouths, you gotta have to kind of memorize most of it, but you got this. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, this is gonna be the snare part to Majestica. So I'm gonna talk through some of the rhythms, talk about all that good stuff. Remember, when you're playing the snare drum, you wanna have relaxed technique. You wanna have the sticks pinch, lightly hold your hands around. They should not be super tight, about 1 inch to 2 inches below, and then all from the wrists. Your snare drum should be about at your waist height, okay? And when you strike the drum, it should be about from the center to the rim, halfway that way, all right? So as we play, I'll be counting rhythms and making sure we feel good about this. So the first thing is we don't start till measure 3, and we're playing the snare drum part, so that's the top part. So as we are working through this, I'm gonna talk about the rhythms. So first of all, the very beginning, let's just count out the rhythm, beginning measure 3 to 8, okay? So it's gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. I firmly suggest if you're struggling with the rhythm, write in the counts above so when you're playing, you can count them out. So let's do that together. I'm going to count and play at the same time. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, here I go, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Biggest thing with percussion, especially snare drum, you want to be consistent. So having that tempo in mind and lining up those eighth notes, chut, 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 2 per beat. Okay, moving on. The next part, the hardest part, is counting those rests. So at 9, I'm gonna go 1, 4 and 1, 3, 4 and 1, 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1. Now you play along with the low people, just so you know. So you're listening over for trombones, bass, tuba, whatever low person's in your group. So here we go from measure 9. And this is all soft. 1, 2, here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now notice I got a little louder towards 17 because there's a big crescendo. All right, similar to that part, lots of rests, so making sure we're counting in that space. So we'll go 1, 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1. Okay? So now we're gonna play that. Before we do this, measure 23 has flams. Remember when you play flams, you have got one hand higher than the other, but they come down at the same time. So in this case, I would just do 2 right high flams. So okay, so let's do that. Here we go. Measure 17. 1 and 2, and measure 17. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. A lot of the rhythms in here are very similar, so you kind of have the idea of that. Moving forward, you've got this idea at 51. 51, this happens twice, where you got those flams again. We just played this kind of idea up at measure, where did it go? Measure 23, so it's very similar, all right? So if I go to 51 and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And then I wait, and then I do that again. So let's just play that. Measure 51 to 53. 1, 2, here I go. 2, 4, 2, 4, and then I would repeat that again at 55. Going forward, a lot of this stuff is very similar rhythms, similar idea. Let's take a look at measure 73, because this is like where it's kind of your jam. It's the end, it's big, it's loud, it's awesome. So at 73, we go 1, flam, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 1. So let's just do that together. 73, 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 3, 4. All right, that's the snare part. Basic rhythms in this, as far as those eighth notes versus the quarter note, you got a couple flams, nothing you can't handle.